Hello Machinima, here I am for my very first video upload, so I guess I'm just trying to make a good first impression at this point. My name is Adam, but my PlayStation name is Jellytop Monster, and this is a match of free-for-all on Afghan, which I'd have to say is probably one of my favourite maps really, because it just seems to work well in any situation. I did join quite late in on the match, which kind of throws me off my game at the start, but it did work out quite well for me in the end, because I end up playing a lot more aggressively than I normally would if I'm going for a high kill streak. My setup is the Scar Heavy with a silencer, and I'm using Scavenger Pro, Stopping Power Pro, and Ninja Pro. My kill streaks for this match are the ones that I pretty much always use for free-for-all, which is Harrier, Pavelow, and Nuke, because I like to sort of set myself higher goals, because it just helps me do well, I find. I think it was 2 matches before this, I was playing a free-for-all on Subpen, where I ended up running out of ammo on my 21st kill, I think it was, so I ended up getting my 22nd, 23rd, 24th with a Raffica, then looting someone else's gun, and then downing him with it on the very last second calling my nuke, which is why I went to so much then just to get my scavenger pack back. I find that that's really my only reservation about the Scar H, because it does generally perform well under any situation, but I find, especially with the silencer on it, because it does weaken it at long range, you do need to be a lot more sort of sensible with your shot placement, and just a lot more careful really about running out of ammo. The usual techniques for free-for-all for winning, I find, generally come down to 2 categories. The first one is running around like a lunatic, which is the one I normally go for, which, well, it's not too hot for your kill-death ratio, but it's still fun. It's usually just running straight back into the sort of choke points of the match, getting about 2 or 3 kills, getting downed, and running back to try and sort of pick up those kills faster than anyone else can. But I found that the technique I was using for this match was more choosing this area here and patrolling it, basically, and just trying to put together a high kill streak so I could use my air support to sort of steal the win at the last second, which works out pretty well, really. I guess the other approach would be camping, which just doesn't work at all. Because, firstly, you can't get the kills fast enough to be any real threat about winning. But also, before you can even call in your high kill streak rewards, someone usually does come back and takes you out. At this point of the match, you'll probably realise that I just put my Harrier and my Pavelow in the air at the same time, which is something that I don't usually do, and something that I definitely wouldn't recommend. Because, well, first of all, the sound aspect of it. The Harrier on itself is loud enough, but the Pavelow is even worse, and so when you've got both of them in the air at the same time, you really can't hear anyone sort of sneaking up behind you, which is a definite worry if you're trying to put a high kill streak together like I'm in this video. And also there's the second aspect of it, which is, if there's normally sort of 1 air support up there, no one really pays attention, especially not in free-for-all, but if there's 2, well, I know that I do it, I'm a lot more tempted to switch to my Stinger class and take them both down, but luckily for me that doesn't happen in this match. Unluckily at this point, that's also when my Pavelow decides that it's done enough work and flies off home for the rest of the time, leaving me with 50 seconds left to get my remaining 3 kills to call him a nuke. So understandably I'm panicking, especially when I see Painkiller pop up on that guy. It's not what you want to be seeing at that particular point in the match. I guess this also sort of leads on to my discussion of Tropigunner versus Pavelow. What do you prefer? Post it in the comments. I'd say I definitely would side with Pavelow for free-for-all. You do need 0 deaths for it to add to your kill streak, which does put a lot of people off it. But the Tropigunner, it leaves you vulnerable for an entire minute of laying down on the ground, and also isn't as effective because everyone seems to be more spaced out in free-for-all. But here we come, just running around that corner to get the 25th kill and calling my nuke. Continue running up here to get this last guy for my 26th kill, then for no real reason really, just to decide to launch myself off that ledge thingy and pick up the goodbye challenge as well as this sort of dramatic ending. If you want to see more, remember to comment, rate and subscribe. This has been Hipfire Hero playing on the account Jellytop Monster. I think my final score was 33 kills and 1 death. But until then people, peace out.
Be sure to follow us on Twitter. There you'll find the latest updates from our premier directors and the Machinima Respawn team.